Hi Cancer, I hope that everybody's doing well. Before we get into it, let's set the intention for this to be a space where everyone allows themselves to feel seen and validated, and ultimately for this to be a safe space and a healing space in alignment with everyone's highest good. I'm looking at the Lovers. I'm hearing the word revamping. For some of you, there's a very big change or transition that a relationship is going through for you right now. Somebody you're close with. Yeah, it seems like something in essence regarding the relationship is going to be changing. You may be preparing for the change because it seems like prior to a big shift that's happening, there's some sort of preparation that's going on with you and this person. Something is being worked on. I'm also hearing worked through. For some of you, there's definitely some type of like upgrade, or maybe taking a more serious step, making more of a commitment. That's what this big change is about. For some of you, there could even be like, you could be talking about marriage. Getting more serious in some type of way. It seems very much like you're figuring something out here. It's like maybe even checking or rethinking what your priorities are in the relationship and planning accordingly, because I'm seeing something that you may not be seeing completely clearly, or you may not have the full picture, and this is something that you want to be focusing on right now. Let's get further. It seems almost like there's a connection going on, but it's not like a complete locked in connection. I'm not sure what exactly that means, but it's almost like I'm hearing something about a missing page. Yeah, for some of you, for sure, this is about... It's about figuring out, like, what maybe even you want to define a relationship as, where it is that you feel like you're going. Because I'm seeing something that seems like maybe more informal, something that's turning into transitioning into something more formal. But there's, like, a dance that's going on in order to get this to happen. Like, I'm kind of seeing it be symbolically, metaphorically. It's like these people are kind of in, like, casual clothing. And then working their way into like their wedding attire. That's kind of what this feels like to me. And there's some sort of plan, but it's maybe even about, ooh, I'm hearing relinquishing control. Maybe you're also trying to figure out like when to take the lead, when to fall back, when to allow someone else to, working things out like that. Because it seems like the way that you had been doing things and maybe the way that you guys had been doing things, it's going to be changing. But I'm seeing that it's changing for the better. Like there's a sense of going through like some type of purification process is what I'm hearing with Scorpio and Aquarius. Yeah, maybe you were used to doing things in one way. And that's all going to be changing now. For some of you, it's interesting. I'm seeing the past pop up here. Something that you're working out related to the past. It feels like seemingly out of nowhere something pops up. But I'm seeing that this is guided, whatever this thing is that happens, and I'm seeing something being worked out. Maybe you have the opportunity to resolve something with someone. Maybe have been getting the opportunity to resolve something with someone. I'm seeing a V here. I'm also getting the number 5 too. 5 is related to changes. Transitioning. I'm looking at Gemini, Scorpio, Taurus, Neptune, Aquarius, and Sagittarius. It feels like you're being guided through some sort of process, and I'm seeing that you're making progress with it, but it's something that has been like really testing your patience at times, or something that's like really called for an immense amount of patience. It feels also kind of like tying loose ends or having the opportunity to resolve certain things, Cancer. Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of work that's going on when it comes to your communication. Maybe before there had been times where you wouldn't bring certain things up, or you'd be holding yourself back a bit, or like maybe being more passive at times. And now there's more of a sense of like confronting things, bringing things up to be spoken about, figuring out the best ways to do that. You could have also had a situation too that ended because of a dialogue that it's like there may have been the intention to work something out with someone or work with someone, but the way that the conversation was happening, like I'm seeing someone may have just like crossed the line with what they did or what they said, and I'm seeing something big ending. Something that may have seemed like it wouldn't be able to be repaired or resolved. That's kind of what this feels like. But it looks like it's based directly off of the way that like a situation went down or how someone was behaving. It's like almost feeling like you can't go back to that. But this can even be like an old way of doing things. Like you could have been in a place where it's like maybe at times you were dishonest. This could have also been someone you were dealing with. You were dishonest, or it's like when you got angry, maybe you said things that you wish that you could take back, but it like ended relationships badly, something like that here. We all have our things that we need to work on, but I'm seeing like I'm seeing that even though this was absolutely a difficult and painful process and like a very big lesson, I'm seeing that it actually is very much a lesson that has like enabled you to move on from that and move within a different energy too. It's like something within your vibration is changing, either because of this experience and because of like working with someone like that, or because of working with that aspect of yourself, this aspect of yourself. There's a sense of like cutting through people with your words and maybe like using words to your advantage in a way. As I said before, it could have absolutely been an experience that you had. But yeah, it's like that notion of being like, well, I don't like how that feels when I act like that, or like maybe I did let my emotions get the best of me. Yeah. I'm seeing for sure work that's being done when it comes to communication. I'm seeing the King and the Queen of Swords here. This is like really working on the throat chakra. This means too, it's like rather than feeling like you need to be on the defense as soon as you're confronted, this is about being able to like work things out and put an end to that part of yourself that feels like you need to like one up somebody. Because I'm seeing like something for sure that was painful that you went through, but it's like I'm seeing like you feel like a part of you has changed for the better, or like you are growing more into like the more authentic you because of this experience you had. Like I'm seeing it for sure has taught you something, and this may have been a repeated experience that you went through until you finally completed the lesson, but it's like now finally I'm seeing a lesson that's been completed with Saturn here. It's like something that would have like repeatedly been happening over time, some type of cycle that you were involved in with Saturn. Yeah, it seems very much like the more grounded you are, the more it's benefiting you. It's like the more of a safe space that you're creating between you and those that you're communicating with, the easier it is to work with them and even work on things that like maybe even shadow aspects that you're working on, like with yourself and with this person too. And helping bring like patterns that you want to end, like helping you actually end those things. I'm seeing someone that you work well with here. It's like somebody that you are very much on the same page with when it comes to the ways that you communicate. I'm seeing absolutely a complementary style that you have with this person. And it almost seems like because you feel safe with them, it's like allowing you to also work on aspects of yourself that maybe you had even been ashamed to bring up or bring to light or even work on. Maybe they were things that you didn't want to work on before, or like shied away from because of like not wanting to accept what was going on or not wanting to bring light to those aspects of yourself. But I'm seeing that like because of this dialogue that's happening, or like how you're working with this person, it can always be how you're working with yourself here, maybe a guide you're working with. I'm seeing something big that's coming to an end, and I'm seeing it be related to like unwanted behavior and what those like choices end up accumulating as far as like karma and karmic experiences. I'm hearing suffered loss with the Two of Cups here. There may have been the catalyst for you wanting to engage in some sort of change, because I feel like for all the signs we're doing stuff related to shadow work, I'm seeing that there could have been a relationship that was very valuable to you that you ended up losing because of like either your shadow or someone else's shadow and the way that things went, and it's like something that you couldn't recover, and that like helped you figure out that there were things that you needed to address, and maybe helped you get more honest with yourself, maybe like being more vulnerable when it comes to the things that you want to work on. Maybe even wanting to understand why, like, you had certain inclinations or impulses to behave in certain ways, or maybe why it was so hard to let your guard down at times. But it seems very much like a brand new, fresh start that's having, yeah, Cancer. I'm seeing something so beautiful happening. I'm seeing that this is very much like, I don't know if this was your experience where it's like you saw somebody's shadow and it helped you to actually work on your own shadow, or this is just like you saw the outcome of like maybe even a devastating experience and it really pushed you towards changing. But I'm seeing that like something happened that was very painful, and it was related to like losing something absolutely that you valued, a connection for some of you. But it's like it very much felt like it took that in order to like initiate, jumpstart, like push you into a change that was absolutely necessary. I'm seeing something that was like a long time coming, but it's like finally I'm seeing you complete something that you needed to complete. I'm seeing this be like part of the curriculum. And I'm seeing you start over with like a brand new blank slate, a clean slate here. It feels very much like finishing up old karma and like really allowing a karmic cycle to complete. And I'm seeing you start in the position of the Fool here, which is like a brand new chapter of your life that you're stepping into. For some of you, there was a sense of like even calling yourself out because of something that had been going on. And it seems like because of all of this work that you've done and how like vulnerable and honest you've been with yourself, with setting boundaries, understanding and building towards your stability, and also like maybe even meeting someone. This can be you like meeting yourself in a space, or you meeting someone outside of yourself. Because of like all of these things that have worked together, I'm seeing you like really on a roll here with where you're going, and a lot that you've overcome to get where you are. I'm looking at Saturn and Uranus here. And I mean, if we're talking too about like in your birth chart, a Saturn and Uranus contact, that would absolutely be something difficult to move through, for sure. A lot of lessons that are meant to be learned, and in like maybe strange ways as well. But once you do, it helps you like really step into a more authentic light for yourself and cultivate your light in that way. And helps you like connect more vulnerably with those around you too. Maybe even establishing more of a home for yourself as well. Like you could have at certain points in time been like, I feel like I don't belong anywhere, stuff like that, but there's a sense of like growing into your energy here and feeling more a sense of belonging as well after working whatever this out is. I'm getting particularly, you may have a Saturn Uranus square in your birth chart. Alright, my friends, we are going to leave the reading here. I would like to thank everybody for joining. Thank you for tuning in. I'm wishing everybody love and light and healing, and I hope to catch you guys next time.